Hello, mamas. Jessica Coulter here. How are you? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the last video all about the dip. So, all week we've been talking about beware the dip. We've talked about surviving it. We're talking about what it is. And we're talking today about how to prevent it next semester and even next school year. So, before we get going into how to prevent it, I want to say thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for watching on Facebook. And I have an important question. I want to know, mamas, how excited are you? How important is it, I should say, for you, for your teen, to prevent the dip from ever happening again? Let me know on a scale of 1 to 4. 4 being yes, it's like the most important thing ever. 1 being doesn't matter. So let me know 1 to 4. And I ask because we've talked all week about what it is and what to do about it. And now I want to make sure as we're wrapping up quarter 1, moving into quarter 2, that you have some things in place for next semester. Okay. Now, before I get going into this video, I want to say I have an awesome event coming up called the Mid-Semester Refresh. And part of the whole purpose of the event is literally to help you help your teen survive the dip and have an awesome end to the semester. So there's a link in the description for you to join us to sign up for this free event. All right. So you told me 1 to 4, and hopefully you're thinking about signing up for the event. Let's talk about preventing it for the future. So, how do we prevent the dip? Well, we've talked about the idea of recreating it. That if your teen doesn't change anything, he's just going to recreate this dip every semester, probably every quarter, okay? Because we've talked about how most kids do really well for a while, and then all of a sudden things just kind of implode, okay? So, some habits that need to be in place. Your teen has to know what he's doing and why he's doing it, right? Like, that's number 1 tip. Like, if your child has no goal for this school year, has no goal for this semester, well, then the dip's going to happen because, he might be going along because it's fun, because his friends are doing well, because you want him to do well and he cares what you think. And then, something happens and, oh, well, too bad. That's kind of a mental process teens that don't have a goal kind of go through. They're just going until they don't. Okay, whereas with a goal, though, your child's going to have a reason to keep going, to seek out help, to turning that assignment on time, okay, to actually care about his grades, to care about how he's doing, okay? Another habit that needs to be in place, well, your child needs to know what the expectations are, okay? Whether that's expectations from you, mom, whether that's expectations from the school, whether that's expectations from each and every teacher, okay? There has to be some clarity when it comes to expectations, because if your child doesn't know what's expected of him, well, then how's he going to know what he should be doing and shouldn't be doing? Okay, how does he know what's not enough? Okay, so there needs to be some bar that your teen needs to know he has to meet in order to reach a certain level of success. Okay, so more thoughts here to share. Before we do, I want to encourage you to hit that follow button on Facebook, that subscribe button on YouTube, because there is going to be all sorts of amazing content coming to you at least 4 days a week. And if you don't follow, you don't subscribe, you won't know when I'm live, what new information I'm here to share with you, your teens, all about school and learning. All right, what else can we say about preventing the dip? Well, I teach students how to learn. I teach them how to learn so they can love to learn. And I do that through study skills. I do that through personalizing teens' learning. So all 11 of those study skills are all habits that your child needs to be successful in school. And he's successful in school because he loves to learn. Okay, it goes together. If your child doesn't know how to learn, he can't possibly enjoy school. He can't possibly actually learn anything that he doesn't just get. Okay, because sometimes when we just get things, we got them. That doesn't mean we learned them. We just got them. Okay, big difference there. But do know some of those skills that are really super important specifically to the dip have to do with time management and organization, motivation. Okay, I've already mentioned goal setting, so I'm not going to mention again, but do know if your child does not know what the procedures are at school, Like he doesn't know where to turn in his work, whether there's a certain folder on Google Drive, whether like there's a certain bin in the classroom for paperwork. He doesn't know, okay, do I need to have 3 notebooks, or should I have 1 folder, or should I use my locker? Should I just carry everything in my backpack? All of those things go into organization and time management, okay? And especially if your child doesn't know, well, should I spend 1 day a week studying for this class, or should I do homework for 5 minutes every night? Or maybe, I'm just going to wait till Sunday night. Maybe that's the best time of the day, best day of the week for me to do this homework thing. Again, comes down to personal preferences, comes down to what your teen actually needs to do. And your teen doesn't just know. Your teen doesn't have these 11 study skills just like learned, okay? I can tell you, as a valedictorian, as the CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring, I learned how to learn, okay? It was important to me to get those straight A's. It was important for me to graduate top of the class. And, I had to learn how to do it. How to learn from teachers I didn't like. How to learn from teachers that went way too fast. From teachers that didn't present the material in a way that worked for me. But your child, if he's in a class and the teacher is going way too fast, the teacher is essentially speaking another language when it comes to math or history or science, whatever it might be, do know your child has to learn how to adapt, okay? That's kind of the whole thing here when we're talking about preventing, is your child has to have habits, has to have study skills that enable him to stay on top of things, to be able to learn so that he never falls behind, so he never forgets to turn in homework, so he never gets bad grades on tests, and so he just doesn't ever feel like, I don't get it, I'm not a good kid, I'm not a smart kid, I'm never going to be a great student. Okay, none of that has to be true. None of it is true if your child doesn't want it to be true, and mama, if you don't want it to be true either. So definitely, I hope you've got some tips from this video. Do know prevention of the dip, totally possible, but it does take your teen learning some skills that he doesn't already have, or maybe he kind of knows a couple of the things we've mentioned, but he doesn't really know how to do them consistently, let alone how to tweak them for his personal preferences, for his personal learning style. So if you want some more information, definitely leave a comment, send me a message, or even better, come to the event. Learn from me, learn from some speakers, become part of the mid-semester refresh by clicking the link in the description and sign up with your name and email. Totally free. We start on the 24th. So have an awesome Sunday. I hope to see you very, very soon at the event, and I hope to talk to you very, very soon. If you'd like to learn more about my Love to Learn program and how I help teens love to learn by teaching them how to learn. Bye, mamas.